Hello. Good.
Hello.
Welcome to Good morning, traders. Welcome to My Funded Futures and My Funded TV. I am Terry Trades, and we have our expert traders, Tom Sabo and Nick Does Futures. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, chat. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Hello, Abhishek, Danny, and Nate. Magnus, Danny, Nate. Well, Danny is on the Asia streams. I messed it up. But good morning, Terry and Nick. What's going on?
It feels good to be back.
It definitely is. Yeah. I mean, I still feel like it was definitely a long weekend, but I was like, is it still Sunday today? I want to sleep some more.
How are you guys doing? Nick, did you enjoy the weekend?
You're still muted, Nick, maybe. I don't know, but don't worry. Nick is still muted, but now we can hear you. Perfect.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, no, I did. Sorry about that. I don't know why I was muted. Yeah, no, it was good. Actually, got a little bit more sleep than usual this weekend, so I pulled a Tom. Except I didn't sleep on my tummy though.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best thing. You should try that one day.
So the markets, oh my goodness.
I was surprised yesterday. Actually, I know there was a holiday, but hey, the price action was fairly good, I must say. So yeah, it was good. I liked it, and so far today is fairly good. I guess so. I can't wait to hear what Nick is saying about the chart.
Yes, let's take a look.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a little bit. Let me see here. Trying to see what's going on my. Okay. Yeah, this daily chart to me doesn't really look too great. This looks like a consolidation. I'm wondering what what's the move after we swept this low. Um, are we going to start to push for this flat body high? Well, close to a flat body high, and this huge imbalance that we had from Friday's closing price to well, I guess last night's open. So I'm honestly kind of looking for a move higher, even though we did sell off over the weekend. Um, I feel like the news with the tariffs, obviously, was the main reason for that. But I think we can still push higher and fill in there because one thing about the news with the tariffs back in April was like it was continuous, like it was always coming. So that's why the market just kind of kept nosediving, I guess you could say. Whereas like this time around, I feel like it's just random spurts here and there. And if it's not any tariff news, it's going to be going higher or consolidating. So I actually think we're going to get a move back to the upside here. In terms of what I'm watching today, um, man, I don't really like this chart. Like on the daily, it's going to be pretty difficult for me to trade it, especially if you look at the 4-hour candle. Had an open low, open high, and then it looks like we're gonna do a low close. But it's gonna be hard for me to think we're gonna go all the way back up here, um, in the session. I mean, it could, but I think it's gonna. I think we're kind of due for like a consolidation because if I'm looking at the news calendar right now, we don't have any news today. However, tomorrow through Friday, we have some good news events in there. So if you look at the hourly on ES, we could let's go down here a little bit. We could see a pop, I guess, back up to 69.36, but I'm a little bit more. You can probably hear it, just my lack of conviction behind my analysis here is the one thing that's kind of holding me back. But I guess in order for me to frame a trade, probably I think I would like to move lower down to 68.47 on ES, and then 25.095, sweep out that London low, and then either trap people short and then go higher. Because today's really that true first day of the week that the market's been open. So let's put these. I'll go over the gold real quick. As for gold, this thing is pumping. One thing we could look for here is to play the continuation is a potential pullback to this 4-hour gap right here on gold. Let's see. So anything in here I think could be a good buy if you get some lower time frame displacement. And then you could just look to target this pivot high that will eventually get put in. I don't think chasing up here is probably the best thing to do. If you look at the 15 minutes, looks like it's just been pumping ever since 8:30. So may not even get that move back down. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I'm interested to see what Tom has because I'm definitely going to ease into this week for sure.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, thank you.
Tom, what do you see this morning?
Well, yeah. So yesterday was, as I said, it was fairly good price action, and that was great. And so far this morning, and I'm on the 5-minute chart on NQ here. This morning, in the London session, we were heading down to a 1-hour fair value gap. Can we say that to pick up liquidity there? Maybe. But I took a small short in the London session. Eventually, we went down to 160. Now, that being said, the only level in terms of zones, because everybody knows I'm into supply and demand, the only valid level on the upside here that I see is, actually, I forgot to put the marker, is 385 up there. So 385, there's a 5-minute supply zone. It's technically valid. I was having a long position earlier in the early New York session, took partials, but the rest of the position got taken out break even. We still have the VWAP, of course. You guys are really liking it. It's very popular. It still haven't really got tagged ever since the London session. So far, everything looks good for a more bullish push here. There was a bit of a liquidity sweep, if we can say that, and then let's just continue higher. That would be my idea. So it's very simple. Looking for displacement higher and jumping in on a pullback on a fair value gap, and then continuing. Hold on, maybe to get a possible push all the way up there to the 380s. That would be the midnight area. That's what I'm hoping for. Now, regarding, we have this, tariffs and everything going on. Who knows? Trump's going to tweet something. Maybe somebody else from the EU is going to say something, whatever. Anything can turn the tables very easily. Now, we talked about this earlier, like so far, these tariffs ever since last year haven't really got to action. Like yes, there were talks about it, but none of these really, made it through to be effective in action. So I'm thinking like there could be some sort of an agreement here maybe in the past 10 days, who knows, and the markets are going to like skyrocket. But until then, just to increase the drama, any politician or government official could be saying something bad and the market's just going to flush down in like 200 or 300, 500 points. So it's very it's a difficult area. But until then, I'm just going to lean bullish on NQ. So I'll be looking for some buys here. And as for gold, well, all-time high. We were talking about the 47.50 level in futures. Like there's going to be, and it exactly did what we talked about in the London session. It swept some swing lows and then finally went up there and took that 47.50. I'm not interested to take along on this one. I don't care. If it starts to drop, I don't care either. So I just don't have any targets. It seems like a risk-off scenario. Gold is pumping. I haven't really checked on silver. What's happening there? It seems like that's the driver, and maybe gold is shotgun again. So who knows? I don't really care. I have no setups, no levels, nothing on gold that I could be looking for. So I'm just going to focusing on NQ. And yeah, it looks like there's a bit of a drop here. Who knows? If it's going to sell off, though, on the 1 hour, there is nothing I can go. There's no level, no zone, nothing at all. I mean, I guess still everybody's looking for the 556 new week opening gap there. I don't know. It's a tough call, really. But if it starts to go lower, I'm not sure I'm going to trade at all NQ. So let's just wait. I'm looking for bullish moves here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tom. Looking for bullish moves, going to wait. It sounds like, Nick, you're going to wait also and take it easy. It's just the beginning of the week.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So there's a lot to go, and got to watch out for the news, right? So I think the market is right now is really on the edge. So if, as I said, if a higher government official, anyone from the EU or the US will maybe tweet or say something, the market can react crazy because of this new tariff thing happening, I think, from the 1st of February. But I do feel like there's going to be agreement, something. The deal might going to happen soon.
Ooh, it sounds like a lot of volatility this week, hopefully.
Yeah, could be.
Hang on to your hats. Put on your safety belt.
It is dangerous.
Yeah. So I have some news to share with everyone. I can go over the current promo. So it is 20. Oh, yes. I think you can see my screen, right? Okay, so it is 20% off any of the Rapid accounts. Use code YouTube to receive that discount. It is a 90-10 split, and that applies to old accounts also. Also, the 30% off any of the Pro accounts, that promo is still going on, and it's 50% if you've never traded with MyFundedFutures, and that is on the Pro account. So that is exciting. Also, you guys, at 10 o'clock, we have a very, very special treat. 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Ash Trades will be interviewing Charlie Jacobson. He is the president of Blue Row Capital. And let me tell you, this is a very, very important interview that you do not want to miss. I am so excited to hear more about it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, guys, if you are curious where MyFundedFutures is heading, actually the best of the best traders are heading at this prop firm, well, you definitely need to stick around because it's being called the Path Beyond Live accounts. This is really exciting. Like, if you're really looking to be one of the best, then this is exactly what you need to know, because it's going to be really, really crucial information, by the way.
Yes, exactly. MyFundedFutures is always innovating, making things better and better and better for us traders. So this is very exciting. I'm definitely going to be tuning in. Yeah, Green says, wow, let's go. Yeah. Super exciting. And also the debate topic today, you guys, Nick and Tom will be debating, is risk management more important, or is it strategy selection, which is more important, in about 25 minutes?
No, something like that. Yeah, it's an interesting topic. I actually got the idea from one of our viewers, and I was like, yeah, we like that. And so we should talk more about that. Risk management or a solid strategy. So interesting topic.
Nick, I think you have to step up your game. I think the last one you won, right? But
I did win the last one, yeah.
But you called it a pity win?
No,
everyone felt bad for me.
That was a valid win. Nick was saying some valid points there.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom, I think you won like 5 or 6 in a row, something like that.
I'm not even counting at this point. We're at the top.
Oh,
yeah, he's at the top for sure.
Okay, who will take what side? So you guys have a little time to prepare.
You can choose, Nick, whenever or whichever you like.
I'll take the risk management side.
Cool. All right.
All right. And I do see MyFundedFutures is saying 20 core accounts will be given away during each segment. And also MyFundedFutures will be selecting people from social media to win a free account. So
Oh
make
my
sure-
gosh. Are you saying again, like hold your horses, 20? I mean, last time we were doing like 10, right? So we just doubled the giveaways.
I
It
think
seems
so.
like I think so,
Yes.
right?
I
Oh
think
wow.
so.
20 core accounts in each segment, guys. All right.
Is that right? And
I hope. Oh, that's amazing.
yeah, make sure. Oh, not on each segment.
Oh, I thought so.
Okay, 20 total. 20 total.
Total.
But
All
make
right.
sure you tag MyFundedFutures on all of your social media handles to get a chance to be chosen
Oh yeah.
by
Yeah.
MyFundedFutures to win a free account.
5 per segment. All right. Don't worry, guys. There's still a lot of chance to win. All right. So stick around. And by the way, we just got some information. Like if we have like more subscribers, more likes, and more viewers, we can top that up a little bit. I mean, I don't want to speak behalf of anyone, especially not Luke, because but the thing is, we need more viewers, we need more subs, and if we get that, everybody's gonna get more free stuff. That's it. That's how it works, everyone.
Yes, everyone smash that like button if you haven't already. Thank you so much.
Speaking of these things, how we're doing with the discounts? Because are we doing the rapid and the pro accounts still?
Yeah, rapid, I think, at the moment, right?
Yep, exactly. Rapid and Pro, they're both still on sale. So the Rapid is 20% off, and the Pros are 30% off using code YouTube.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We like
let's
it.
go.
We like it. So grab it. Daily payouts, very super popular at MyFundedFutures. The rapid accounts are really, really awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I see Corey the Phone Trader and Pine Tree Trader are in the house.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, Corey and Pine Tree. What's up?
What's going on, guys?
Market's
All
going to
right.
open soon.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think even if I want to go like short, like I'd still want price to pull up to like 25, 321. The more I'm looking at it, it's just I don't know. I think we should just go higher no matter, like, even if we want to go short, like up to this 1 hour fair value gap before dropping, and then if you do get up here, I think you can still find a trade to these Asia highs and then eventually this new week opening gap. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking here.
We like that. I'm kind of still trying to look at NQ. Like, how much is the possibility that we're going to hit the VWAP after the market open? Now, I'm not trading with that, but I do understand it's very popular. Not just retail is watching that, but also like bigger players also watching the VWAP, like possible anchor point or targets for the market. So actually, I don't even, how far is that? It's like, 100 points. Well, I would say that according to today's range, is definitely possible. It seems like NQ is getting weaker and weaker. So yeah, we'll see. There's a fair value gap below around 160. So I wouldn't even be surprised if the scenario would be like, hey, let's grab some orders below 160 and then turn around, like let's see, like going lower, picking up liquidity and structure and then shooting higher. That would also work for me, by the way. That would be something I could go for. But we'll
Either
see.
way.
Either way.
Let's
Exactly.
do it.
Doesn't matter. Just let's make money.
Let's go. How's everyone's trading going so far?
It's pretty slow this month, mainly just due to, the daily chart, just doesn't really look the best. I think if you even break even or a little bit in drawdown to start the month, I wouldn't, worry too much about it, honestly.
It is a slow month, by the way. I did see some comments in my channel too, and here as well. Like traders keep blowing up some accounts and getting chopped up. Like, don't be surprised. Even just like Nick said it. Like, look at the daily chart, but go to the 4 hour, the hourly chart. Like, you will see, like, it's pretty much a sideways action going on now. It's yeah. So consolidation in the bigger picture, kind of waiting for the next move. It's really hard to figure out which way the market really wants to go. So Yeah, it's difficult, but it's slow. You can take it slow, you know, and just go with the smallest size as possible, and yeah, go with the micros definitely.
Go with the micros and don't be hard on yourself is what I'm
Exactly.
hearing. It's just the beginning of the year. No rush.
Yeah, no rush, no rush. So plenty of time, and obviously, I almost said Monday, but hey, it's Tuesday. Lots of things to happen. Plenty of time to correct any issues or just getting better and better. So it's January. There's so much time from the year.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it'll be fine. A lot of time left in the year,
Oh, MyFundedFutures just dropped a form, you guys. Make sure you get your name on there to win an account. Hopefully
Oh
win.
yeah, react quickly, everyone.
Mhm.
And
Woo.
less than a minute to go. That would be interesting.
Let's see what we get here.
Let's go. Quick, buy. Sell. Kidding.
I was like, what? What?
I'm just checking to see if you're listening.
Everybody should be watching Terry, because who knows? She's going to be locked in on the charts in 10 seconds.
Ooh, so far this candle before the open is pushing higher. Okay, 6 seconds, you guys. Good luck.
Good luck to everybody. I think it's going to go higher.
I hope it does.
Ooh, it's pushing. Wow.
Ooh, all right.
All right.
Damn.
We are in the middle of this overnight range. So this range is, let me zoom out here. Look at that. Oh, such a drop. It is pushing hard.
It is.
We are trading above VWAP right now.
It's kind of an interesting start, but yeah. Okay,
I am going to switch over to my micros. This is so volatile.
It is. So yeah, as I was talking, like the midnight area at 380, we technically tagged the VWAP, beautiful tag there, nice rejection. And here comes the decision point, like, is it going to smash through it, or was this the fake out and then the sell-off can start?
I've seen that move happen so many times.
Many times,
fake out.
Yeah. So, well, what a tag here on the VWAP, and what a rejection so far.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it looks like we came close to sweeping. Well, there's SMT at these highs. We came close to sweeping it. The London high on NQ, not on ES though. So.
Yeah, London high. Oh my gosh. Yeah, almost swept it, but what a rejection still. Wow. 320 could be an interesting level if it wants to push higher. I just don't see anything else other than that fair value gap at 160-ish area lower, if it wants to go lower. But for now, it seems like it just trapped the buyers, and the nearest logical point would be to push it at least down to 160. So that's a 100-point drop here. Yeah.
The bulls are pushing back.
I can already tell that everybody is like locked in on the chart because the chat is slowing down. Like times like this, everybody is like,
oh yeah, I'm the same way too. Like when the market opens, I don't try to lock in a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we need to get we need to catch the drift here, and obviously everybody's doing that. So good luck to everybody. I mean, this is exciting.
It is. And there's no rush. Just a reminder. There's no rush.
Yeah, there's no rush. Interesting how we did not sweep that 320. But like, yeah, this candle still needs almost 2 minutes to close on the 500. Definitely a bearish pin bar for now. If it closes like this, that would be like still somewhat a bullish scenario for me. Like I talked about this, like the bearish pin bars used to be like a Wickfield situation. And as long as we still have 320 up there from London high, as Nick was saying, I would lean bullish still on this one.
Yeah, I see that. I like that. Maybe we go test 420. I don't know. That would be pretty cool. It seems like the market loves to test
Enter the
420
long position
all the time.
Entered the long with 2 micros actually. So
I'm long too. I'm long with just 1 micro now.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we smash through 320, and then I don't know. I have no idea. No, actually, I have.
Ooh, it's pushing.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, final TP for me is going to be 376. I am taking off 1 micro from this. I took off 1 micro. Final TP for me is going to be 375-ish. Yeah, exactly 375. So my entry is 291. Final TP is 375, 1 micro only. You guys don't see it because I'm still kind of messed up my NinjaTrader here, but so far I'm hovering in $82, $80-ish off profit. So
let's go, let's go.
But I took partials, so I took another $80 already. So I'm fine. I'm okay.
You've already locked in some gains.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, like, what should I do next? Should I just move it to break even? Like, should I put it to 91.50? As I said, my final TP is 375. The zone that I'm looking for is hold on, 385. But I just want to get out earlier. I want to get out earlier.
Oh, come on, push, push, push. I do see on the volume profile, there is an area that it looks like it's trying to fill. I have my TP at 386. It's just the next big ledge that I'm noticing.
All right, I'm putting my trade to break even 292. Actually, I'm all right with that. 292.25. It's fine to cover the commission somewhat. If it goes back down, I'm all right because at least I made $80. So. $80 is $80.
What happens around this level? Because I mean, we have this 1 hour gap that was tagged into, and there is SMT at these highs. I do see this new Ethiopian gap getting filled somehow. I just don't know if it's going to be on this move. I think I'd feel better about longs like for the day if EF runs if ES can get up into this high.
Yeah. Yeah, almost out from my position, coming back at my break-even entry, but all I needed just 1 more push. Why is that not happening? No problem. I'm not, it's fine. I'm very happy with this. So yeah, 10 points away from my break-even stop, almost break-even. And I am out. All right, I'll break even with the second portion of the trade, but hey, I'm still happy. I'm all right.
Yeah, you're good. You booked in some you booked profits.
Oh, profit is profit, so I can actually buy some food tonight. So
we do love food.
Speaking of food, I'm still kind of struggling with this calorie deficit thing, but that's for a different day. Like, oh my gosh, it's like I'm always hungry.
I'm always hungry too. I'm always getting like snacks or whatever. What's your go-to snack?
Well, I mean, what am I eating for snacks?
Yeah,
I'm just, like small sandwiches, basically. That's it. Yeah, so far we're back to 280. This 5-minute candle still has 2 minutes 30 seconds to close. All right, let me switch down to the 1-minute chart and see what's going on there. All right, it still looks extremely nice as a bullish entry here. So on the 1-minute chart, there's a fair value gap that could be utilized to or as a continuation higher. I'm a little bit, I mean, we have no news, right? Nothing. So we're right at the VWAP. We went below. I mean, not right at the VWAP, but we're definitely below it. That could be causing some trouble to push higher. I still don't understand why we didn't go to 385. That was such a strong push.
Yeah. The bulls are trying to fight back, but
I mean, if you enter now, which is not a financial advice, but if I would be entering now, it still would be a good 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Like my stop would be somewhere around 222, and it's still good. But yeah, as I speak, it's moving already. So my final
Ooh, it's
TP would be
pushing.
382. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna feel a bit of a FOMO here. Maybe I should have not put it to break even that soon, but we all like that extra dopamine shot, at the market open. That's what we're looking for.
It's fast. Yeah,
Are
it's
you?
very
I'm sorry.
fast.
Are you still in the trade? You took
I
profit, I guess.
am. No,
Here I am. Okay.
yeah, I'm still sitting in it. It's
Okay.
in profit by about $50-ish, 24-ish points.
Okay. So everybody, cross your fingers, stop breathing, and pray for Terry and the trade.
I do like this rejection off of VWAP, right? The bulls are fighting back.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it on the 1-minute chart, and I mean, I gotta say, like, it's almost like a classic ICT 2022 setup. I know it's not like a reversal, but it's like a continuation thing. Like we have a swing low here at on the 931 candle at the open. There's a swing low continuing higher, making a nice shift with an absolutely beautiful displacement and an absolutely great, beautiful fair value gap. And now, I mean, all we're waiting for is just one more push to the zone. So that's one more thing. Like, if you're looking to build your own strategy, like you have a key level that you're looking for. It could be a zone, it could be a pivot point, whatever, swing high, low, whatever that you're looking for. And all you need is like a vehicle, something like that will drive you to that price point. At this case, currently it looks like it's not looking good, but you have to choose an entry model for these kind of situations. If I would be trading this, or I would be still having this trade on, my stop loss would be around 230-ish. Because if we go below 230, I feel like we're just gonna sweep 180 down there. Yeah.
Yeah, my stop is at 238.
238. Okay, that's okay. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna get tagged. It looks like it's gonna get tagged.
No.
The Bears are winning.
Yeah, the lack of follow through up to this gap in this London high on ES is something that is a little concerning for me. I think if I was trying to go long, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why do you think it is? Is everybody's waiting for some speech or text or something news related, or what could be it? Is the market just because of the risk off situation, like everybody's cash is going into gold and the buyers are just stepping aside? Could that be an issue?
Well, actually, I mean, I could kind of see a scenario like where we could, go lower to this London low and then push higher from there. Because in here, like we talked about before the market opened, there's like no zones really for price to bounce from or do anything from. So the only thing is just bearishness. So that's kind of like what I see. I think we could go down here, pick up all this liquidity, and then go higher. It'd be a big move, but I wouldn't doubt it.
It's still valid, by the way. So the entry itself, as long as we're not going below 230, it's still valid. So if anyone is in this long position, you're still good. Like, proper risk management is the key, obviously. If I would be in this trade, it's still okay. It's still valid in my book. So still looking good to go for that 380-ish area up there. Gotta watch out for let's go. Gotta watch out for early profit taking. If this is a high resistance liquidity run up there at the 380s, it could be a slow grind until like 10 a.m. and maybe after 1 minute no fair value gaps, slow 1 minute candles until we reach that point, because we don't have any news or anything. But looking at the whole picture here, especially on the 1 hour, if I just go out to the 1 hour chart, I really don't see anything on the downside that I like. Like, yeah, we have some swing lows and such. Yeah, that's cool. But like, not just the 5 minute supply zone that I was pointing out, and not just the new week opening gap. Like, I mean, these are all juicy levels up there, previous day high, the zone, the gap, and so on and higher. So I see more logic going upside. But hey, never look for logic in the markets, because it does quite the opposite thing.
It really does, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I am still in that trade. It's about flirting with my break even again. So it went up, it went down, and now it's just trying to figure out what it wants to do.
I'm actually interested, Terry. Like, if it's blurring with your break even for so long, like for example, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, do you sometimes like feel like, okay, I don't care, I'm just gonna close this trade, or you're like, I'm gonna hold it out for the end? Like, what do you think? Which situation it suits you better?
Yeah, usually I just hold it until the end, usually. But it depends on the day. Like if I'm feeling, I'm an emotional trader, you guys.
You see, like
I am.
the lady traders, they are emotional traders, which is awesome.
I cannot speak for all women. No.
So this is like, if you
You're
say
going to get me into trouble,
no.
Tom.
If you say nice things to Terry, she'll be like invincible. She'll like, I can hold this forever. This is not a problem. Like, I don't care about this trade. Say more, say nice things to Terry. We love her, so obviously, and she's gonna be able to hold this trade all the way through like the 500s up there to the new week opening. Yeah.
Do you guys think I can hold on to this trade? I'm still in it. It's up about 63-ish dollars. 30-ish points. It's up. Let's go.
Yeah, I think if we get a move here, I like 438.
438. Ooh,
I like that.
So 438 on my chart on the micros is the high, the overnight high. So maybe we get a break of that possibly. Nick,
Yeah, well, ES is starting to push above that London high right now.
Okay.
It got above it, but it needs to continue pushing. Also, too, pay attention to the 5-minute. Keep you out of the
noise.
chop, right?
The chop, yeah, true. And by the way, so I was just watching the 1 minute. It kind of sometimes it's a good thing if you see like there's a strong push. Like obviously it wasn't that strong, but it was definitely a push higher. If we see more consolidation here, that kind of gives me some hope that okay, it's just accumulating some positions, and sooner or later we could be seeing one more push higher. Like I would rather, I mean, statistically speaking, and obviously I don't have a number right now, but as far as I've been experiencing this at the chart, like when you see these kind of side action here after a strong push, it's more likely to have one more, push higher in this example than to reverse completely. I mean, we don't really see that kind of weakness here. We see that the bulls are still fighting. We have the weave up here. We have some juicy targets up there.
Yeah, they're still fighting. We're still consolidating within that 5-minute opening candle, basically.
Yeah.
While we wait and see what the market is going to do, let's do the debate. It's time for the debate.
Let's do the debate. You want to start, Nick?
Yeah. No, you go ahead. I picked the topic.
Okay. Yeah. So the thing is, my side is going to be strategy is more important than risk management, right? Oh my gosh.
Okay, so the debate topic for everyone that is just joining us now, the debate topic is which is more important, risk management or strategy selection? And Tom is arguing for the side of strategy selection is more important, and Nick is arguing the side of risk management is more important. Let's go, Tom.
Let's get bamboozled. All right. So the thing is, on my end, I'm going to assume that let's assume that we are having an absolutely solid strategy, like not the holy grail, but we have a really good strategy that has been proven, back tested. All right. So it's very simple, guys. I mean, once you have a proven strategy, lots of information, back tested, everything, that's just for the past 2 weeks or something, but for the past years. And it's been proven, not just by on your end, but like many traders, assuming that we have a strategy like that, like it's just simple. You can just go into the standard contract size because if we just look at the point value, if you're assuming, and we're assuming that it has a steady point value each and every month, like, hey, if I'm following this strategy and I just take 2 trades in this and this session, I'm going to be ending up with like, I don't know, 500 points by the end of the month. Like, Why do you have to think too much about risk management and emotions? Just take it out from the equation, like, right? Who cares? I mean, not saying it doesn't matter, because it does, but let's just say like you really have the great strategy that you always wanted. Just go for the point value, then go in with this, a fixed size with the contracts, and just follow it through. And by the end of the month, if you're backtesting and the data that you were collecting shows that, hey, worst case scenario, you should be ending up with 200 or 300 points on NQ, or maybe even like at least 100 points, just choose a proper contract size that you can maintain on that account. Maybe even choose a bigger account with MyFundedFutures. Go with 150K Pro account. You have all the freedom that you want. Go into the standard contract size and follow the system. Take out the emotions. Take the trades every day. Don't overtrade, obviously, but that's part of risk management. But the system, for example, the system tells you 2 trades every day. That's it. That's part of the strategy. You can use indicators, whatever that may be, but it will let you to continuously go in with the same size because you're going for the point value. It might be a little bit, as I said, sometimes I say unorthodox. It's not the typical risk management, but once you know it's going to end up in a positive side, like less thinking, do more. Like in Top Gun Maverick, don't think, just do, and just go in, and that's it. That's my point. So thank you so much. It's simple.
Don't think, just do.
Exactly.
Thank you, Tom. Nick, you are up.
Yeah, well, I mean, that sounds good and everything. Like it sounds more like, if it was like, I guess you could say like a bot trading, right? But you got to think like we're human beings, we got emotions. So the one thing that why risk management is so important is it reduces like emotional trading by setting those rules. And then on top of that, like your primary goal should be to protect your capital, right? And then I mean that's gonna allow you to stay in, but it's gonna just allow you to stay in trading for a long time, right? And then it's also gonna control those losses, those days where you maybe if you have like a daily loss limit for the day and you're done, it helps you get to the next day because if you can just carry over and stack the days up, you'll eventually go like the only way the equity curve it can go is up if you just project that downside. So, um, yeah, and I think it also too it helps you make a little bit once you see it happen, you feel like oh okay, like I, I feel like if you just see the results from those rules and like sticking to a good risk management system, then you just kind of shy away from doing all that stupid stuff you used to do.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that is a strong point.
Exactly. I must add the small little information here. So I was saying, in my case, like if you have a strategy, you should be focusing more on the points and not just like not changing the the contract sizing in this case. So obviously, if you go with 5 minis, you're gonna blow up, right? But if you like go with a relatively small standard size, then you should be all right because your system works. Anyway, just a small information there.
Oh, Nick, do you want to do a rebuttal too?
No, I plant my flag. I'm planting my
Okay.
flag.
True. Good points.
All right, let's get a poll up. Who won the debate, Tom or Nick?
And the market is heading to 360 right now. I wonder if we can breach that 380 and higher. So, yeah.
It's reaching. My trade is in profit by 56 points, about. Let's
Nice.
go. Get up there.
Okay.
It's almost there. My TP is at 386.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay.
That's TP 386. Okay, that's fine. The zone is at 385. Good. All right.
385. I like it.
I'm just telling you this, Terry, privately, so no one will hear it. I would put my TP to around 380-ish. But hey,
380,
not
okay.
financial advice. That's how I would do it.
I think that makes sense. Okay, I'm bringing it down. I do see a ledge. Thank you, Tom.
Right.
I do see a ledge on the volume profile, and so I'm going to put my TP a little bit below that ledge at
Cool.
382, 380. That's good too. Yeah. Okay. 380.50. That is 42 points. No. Oh no, that's not right. It's
Almost, but it's almost.
No, no.
It will be fine. It's a good level. I actually see 380-ish area is midnight level. It's nice. It's an anchor point again to the market. So if it wants to tag it with just a wick, that has a good possibility to at least to see a wick up there. But it's so tricky. It's definitely a tricky one.
Ooh, it's trying.
Yeah.
We do have an inside bar break that broke to the long side. So I still like this trade.
Mhm.
Okay, so if it does hit TP, then it's 76 points.
That's good. I mean, I definitely would walk away any day with 76 points any day from the markets, guys. So no need to push more. If you can make sure that you can, I mean, you can bring home like 20, 50, 70 points on any given day on average. Like, hey, that's hell of a good job. Trust me.
Thank you. I'm going to bring my stop up because I feel like it should break out by now. I'm going to bring up my stop to 307, so just a few points above break even.
Perfect.
Yeah, I like that. It should go.
That is
If
actually
it's
a
going
win
to
already.
go, I feel like it should go.
Beautiful. That's actually a win already. We like that.
Yeah, let's go. Protect the account.
And of course, don't forget everyone, that actually a break-even trade, you should always consider like the break-even trades are winners. So if you're journaling it down, it doesn't matter exactly what way you're using to journal it, but just consider this like exiting break-even from a trade is a win. Yeah. You have to, because it's going to help your mindset, your conviction in your trading model, definitely your confidence. So don't be, sad because, oh my God, I exited break even. Break even is a win. You should always remind yourself that that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, too, I feel like a lot of people, they get what was it? I completely had a brain fart there, but I mean, the hardest part about break even is like when price runs to where you had it before, your TP, but it comes back break even, stops you out, and then goes there. But like, if you can learn to get over that hump of not worrying about that as much, I think you'll do better. You'll place more of your stops at break even, especially when they're like 50, 70 points above. And it's all depending on like each person's system. So if you see yourself 70 points in profit, right? And you're expecting to capture like a daily range. And if price comes back to break even, that like your A+ setup that you took, which was, that one, it shouldn't come back there anyway. So it's probably going to reverse.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So you guys, in about 5 minutes here, Ash Trades and Charlie Jacobson will be doing an interview together. Ash will be interviewing Charlie on Blue Row Capital. Big changes are coming up, so you do not want to miss it in about 4 minutes now. Nick, what are your thoughts before we head out for the day?
Oh yeah, especially about ES and gold. I'm curious what you're going to say, Nick.
I think 10 a.m. wouldn't be a bad time to wait for. ES did pull up into this 4-hour gap right here at 68.90. I could see a scenario where we go lower because we're still inside this 1-hour gap to 25.319. And then for the bullish side, we have these Asia highs up here, and like if you look at like the 15-minute, it closed pretty strong from 9:30 to 9:45. I don't like the sell off right now. Or like I wouldn't say the sell off, but I wouldn't like this pullback being so aggressive. But look at the 5-minute chart; it does look a little choppy, right? Ever since 9:30 open, hasn't really moved much. So actually, the longer it takes to go higher, it makes me think we're gonna go lower.
Yeah, but that makes sense. And anything about gold?
The only thing I have for that is set my alerts on this 4-hour gap.
Oh yeah, cool.
That's about the only thing I have. Have you guys done silver futures yet?
Not yet. I don't think I will. I think that's an account destroyer. So maybe I should not.
Yeah,
don't play with fire.
With MyFundedFutures, you can trade micro silvers. I know many of the other firms, you cannot trade micro silvers. So it's a huge perk for trading with MyFundedFutures. I've been dabbling.
She's
Even
playing
one
with fire.
micro is it's big. It is a big
but
account.
dangerous. So even like I said, 3 micros can wipe out your account. Just be careful.
Yeah. Okay, so I do see the poll results, 61%. Tom, you won the debate.
Again, no way. Come on. That's
Chat
not
trying to
possible.
rage bait me, I guess, huh?
Maybe I did. That's impossible.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that means, Tom, you're in the lead of debating.
I'm not even counting anymore.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
wouldn't either.
we're way ahead.
Yeah, someone just said in chat the 1 hour is kind of opposing the 5 minute. That's a good point. That's why I say that 10 a.m. close is so important, right? Because if we inverse this gap at 25,366, even though we don't do it on ES, I think we could. I think that Asia high is inevitable. So
yeah. And by the way, watch out, everyone, for that 380 level. I feel like there should be a wick up there or something. I mean, I kind of feel it. Maybe I'm wrong, but like it's trying.
It is trying.
Yeah.
Tom, what's your quick analysis before we head out for the day?
Well, the quick analysis is that it's tough. It's a tough situation. If there's going to be no negative news, like from anyone, no tweets or anything from government officials or President Trump, or nobody's going to say anything, this one can just go higher slowly to previous day high, which is Asia high on NQ. I wouldn't be looking for shorts now. If anything bad comes out, then maybe it can sell off. But for now, I'd like to see this one go higher. And as I said, I don't care about gold too much. So that's it.
All right. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Nick.
You're welcome. Thank you, Nick.
Everyone, please give a very, very warm welcome to Ash Trades and Charlie Jacobson, the president of Blue Row Capital.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Welcome, everyone, and thanks for joining us live today on MyFunded TV. We're excited to bring you a conversation about the path beyond live. Today, I'm joined by Charlie Jacobson, president of Blue Row Capital. Blue Row Capital is a MyFundedFutures affiliated proprietary trading firm that works closely with professional traders, providing the infrastructure, capital, and risk framework that will allow traders to focus on what matters the most, executing their edge. In this interview, we're going to break down what Blue Row Capital actually is, how it supports traders day to day, and what sets it apart in an industry where execution, risk management, and trust matter more now than ever. If you're a trader looking to understand what happens after the evaluation phase, the simulated funded stage, or the live funded stage, this conversation is for you. Charlie, thanks for being here. Let's start with your background and how you came to lead trading at Blue Row Capital.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Appreciate getting to chat with you today. MyFunded TV debut. So excited to have a chat and talk a little about Blue Row and, talk about our experiences together. So excited about this.
Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate your time today. So if we could start with a little bit of an introduction and some background, that would be great. So I'll ask you a couple questions, starting with, tell me about how you came to this role with Blue Row Capital. How was it founded and what brought you here?
Oh, that's a long and convoluted question. I spent nearly 20 years as a market maker and trading desk head, trading derivatives in Chicago with proprietary firms, which was a super exciting time to go through the early 2000s and 2010s. Lots of volatility, lots of entertainment on the floor, and then as things really shifted to the electronic trading markets. After close to 20 years in COVID, I was like, I've had enough of this. I need a break, and got into the startup world, got a real taste for it. And when Matt Leach, who, CEO of MyFundedFutures, who you all know, approached me about coming on board, I thought it was a really unique opportunity that blended my finance background with my startup appetite. So really excited about that. The most important factor when we talk about building Blue Row was the fact that the finance industry felt like a place where it stopped being a place where anyone who had the brains and grit to work really, really hard could learn and get ahead. I talked about starting 20 years ago. Back then, if you could do the math and you had a stomach for, trading in the stress that comes with it, you could really succeed. Somewhere along the way, it feels like it kind of became a place where only those with like an elite blue blood school degree could get a chance to access, that world. So Blue Row Capital is our attempt to get back to the roots of great trading, give access to capital to great traders, regardless of their background. And honestly, that's the basis for what we're building here.
Very good. It's good to hear that you could work smarter, not harder, but then there's also the opportunity to also work harder and also gain your position there. So very good. I would also like to ask, what is your role as a president and how does your team support the firm's mission?
Yeah, great question. We wear a lot of hats. We joke that, as a small team right now, that everyone's both the janitor and the CEO. But honestly, at the end of the day, my role is really identifying new opportunities. Whatever we can help generate alpha, whether that's internal strategies that we implement here on our desk. And I know some of the folks that follow our Discord and I chat in sometimes will hear a little bit of what we're looking at or where we're positioning ourselves. So whether that's the internal strategies we're trading or traders that we should fund, which is the ultimate reason we have Blue Row Capital. But at the end of the day, it's my job to make sure we're being good stewards of the company's capital and we're building a solid portfolio of traders and strategies within.
Very good. So then what are the traders going to be able to trade? A lot of the viewers here are familiar with the futures markets, mainly because of MyFundedFutures. So at Blue Row Capital, what markets do they participate in?
Yeah, so right now, all of our funded traders, obviously, and there's probably a lot of folks here who have been funded by Blue Row at this point in the live system. They're obviously mostly trading S&P and NASDAQ, maybe a little bit of gold, maybe toying around with silver, almost entirely in the future space. On our internal desk, we trade both futures and options on the ES and NQ. But we're open to any and all alpha generating, trading structures. If you can prove to us that there's a way to make money with it, I'm certainly interested in listening.
So you had mentioned that there's already traders trading there. Where are those traders coming from? How do you get them? What is the process of where they start and how they get to Blue Row Capital?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. The typical path that we found here, and I think this is something a lot of our viewers and MyFundedFutures users have experienced. You start with the eval accounts, you move to sim funded, and then to live funded. Really, everyone that makes it to live funded is technically now a Blue Row trader. At that point, we have internal metrics that help us identify traders we should approach that we want to increase their capital allocation. We're looking for strong performance with their consistency with Sharpe ratio. How ugly is their drawdown percentage? What's their profit factor or their ulcer index, which is a fancy way of talking about the pain of your drawdown. So we want to see that in a live setting with a smaller account. And ultimately, our live team and our risk team is identifying traders we want to build an enhanced relationship with, one of which is my good friend Matt here. At the end of the day, we're looking to ID individuals that we bring entirely under the Blue Row umbrella as full-time employees. So you're not just trading your small amount of capital under Blue Row or MyFundedFutures or what have you. It's utilizing your strategies as an actual employee of Blue Row Capital. And you're also, while we're scaling up your own strategies and giving more access to capital there, you're helping us design and implement our own internal trading systems at that point. Effectively, if you prove you can do it, let's capitalize you and work with our team of traders and quants and engineers to really build and iterate on what you're doing.
Very good. So to also piggyback off that statement, just to talk from personal experience, I went through the evaluation phase. Then I went through the simulated funded stage, and then I made it to the live account. So just from a trader's perspective, that is the path in terms of getting to Blue Row Capital. So the performance in those accounts, obviously you have to pass the evaluation phase to even get to the simulated funded stage. But when you're in the simulated funded stage, a beneficial performance there is going to move you to that live account. And additionally, if you can prove it in the live account, then we're going to be talking about some of these benefits of Blue Row Capital. Is that correct? Is that accurate?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think most of the folks that are familiar with making it to live account know that it's a small account, which can be really tricky. Everyone really enjoys the dopamine hit of making $10,000 in a sim funded account, and suddenly you're on an account that has $5,000 of live funding. So it's learning how to manage your risk, and we're watching how people identify what risks they want to take, how big their drawdowns are they hitting daily loss limits, and all those pieces. There's a lot of pieces of the puzzle before we decide to allocate more capital to our traders. And once we demonstrate that we are we're making money consistently and we're doing well as traders, then we look to allocate a bigger piece of the pie, allocate more capital to those traders. So hopefully that makes sense. But we don't want traders, once they make it to live, to feel like they have to hit a home run. We want to see traders make consistently scalable profits. So then when we allocate more capital, they're good stewards of that capital.
That is very clear and concise. So thank you very much. So during those traders' experience, what type of educational or support resources is going to be offered to help those traders succeed?
Yeah, great question. Honestly, I think all prop trading firms are going to tout their education and their blog posts and their videos that are going to help you trade. But ultimately, I think where our Blue Row team differs is our ability to help our traders with their own risk management, strategy implementation, and probably most importantly is the mentorship aspect of these things. Trading's really, really hard. I think the statistics are ridiculous about how many people fail at it. I remember when I first started going through the interview process trying to break into trading, and this was a million years ago. I interviewed with firms that had rooms full of people at a bunch of terminals sitting next to each other. They could bounce ideas off of each other and have mentors that they could work with. And you don't see that as much anymore because, quite frankly, we're all able to trade from home with low latency connections and hookups that were a little bit siloed. When you don't have the ability to bounce ideas off someone who's been there, done that, it's really hard to develop yourself as a trader and feel like you're making the right decisions. So honestly, having some folks on hand who've experienced the highs and lows of trading, the emotional aspects, to manage your own ego and your emotions as you trade is probably the most beneficial thing we can do. Helping with those mental hurdles associated with the industry, I think, is one of the most invaluable things about trading in general.
It's definitely an interesting topic, how everything moved more remote compared to what it was before. And there really is pros and cons that come with that, because I know everybody loves to be remote, but then you don't have somebody looking over your shoulder to give that little bit of expertise when it's needed. So having some educational resources would be very beneficial for the traders, especially being in this kind of isolated spot. As traders, we're sitting here trading on our own in a remote position. So having some kind of mentorship would be very beneficial.
Yeah, I think it's really easy for folks to get in their own head about, this has to move this way, or I have to see this happen this way, without having someone to bounce those ideas off of and maybe see the chart a different way or understand the economic data that's coming through. We can really get stuck in our own biases if we don't have someone to check us on those. So I can't stress enough how important it is to have those partners involved that provide you that feedback loop.
So that's a perfect segue into asking about risk management, seeing that we're going to have some mentorship going into it. How does Blue Row Capital approach risk for both the firm and its traders?
Yeah, my goal is not to babysit our traders. We're all adults. We're making adult decisions, so we don't need to. I hope we don't have to do some real hand holding. Sometimes it happens. We give our traders a lot of room to implement their strategies as they see fit and utilize capital in their accounts. We definitely want to provide a lot of guidance to them and what appropriate risk reward structures might look like. I'll admit some do a lot better job of it than others when we have these conversations with them. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we view trader success as our success, and not just because of the profit share that's involved when we take a piece of those profits, right? But honestly, the more we teach our traders appropriate risk management, the better we all do, and the less hand-holding our risk department needs to do as well. I get less Slack messaging and phone calls when our traders are really bought into proper risk management strategies.
Right. So it does sound like there's a little bit of a selection process there. So, what qualities do you look for when you're recruiting traders?
Yeah, great question. And ultimately, obviously we want to see people that generate consistent profits. That's obvious. That's always going to be number one for the people that we bring on board. But ultimately, I really want traders who want to learn. They're excited to put in hard work to grow a real trading career, not just a hobby, not something you're doing on lunch breaks or while you're in between classes in college or whatnot. In people that are excited about what my old trading firm used to call, and I love this term, so I'm stealing it from them. I think they'd be more than okay with it, but they call it passionate discourse. It's a willingness to strongly defend and support your ideas. And at the same time, a desire to be challenged on your viewpoint, your idea, or your approach that ultimately results in benefit for the firm. I've always said that my goal is to try to be the dumbest guy in the room. It sounds really silly, but I want to surround myself with people that are smarter than me, someone that can teach me something and help me improve both personally and professionally. And I want to find traders who have that same mentality. Like, they're here to grow, they're here to learn. It doesn't matter, again, if you're the CEO or the janitor, there's someone that can teach us something that we can better themselves.
I mean, that couldn't have been better said. Just having conviction, a good work ethic, strong morals, and a desire to continuously learn, without a doubt. Just in general, I think that's a good viewpoint in life, even outside of trading. So those are some very highly valuable qualities. I would agree with every single point there. So what's the most rewarding part of leading the team of traders?
Oh man, I think when I was younger, this would have been a much different answer. And it was always about like, all right, we did really well. What cool thing can I buy? Or, what material thing can we get to? Now I'm an old man now. So the thing that really gets me excited, like what gets you up in the morning and makes you excited to go do your job, it's seeing young traders succeed in this chosen line of work. Like, this is really, like I said before, it's really hard. So seeing a growth mindset for traders that are willing to get better and then see it pay off for them when they, get that first, profit share check, or, they really start to do well and feel like they hit it and figured out what they're doing. That's awesome to see. There's a certain satisfaction in knowing that your guidance helps someone do really well. Whether it's trading, watching my kids hit baseballs or volleyballs or anything else where, that like hard work pays off, that diligence and putting in the hours and putting in that grind can really define success for you.
And, that's something that, I wish I knew earlier. If I got to start this trading business a little bit earlier, getting to have some of those morals and work ethics that come with it could have suited me better in the earlier years. So I just agree with everything you're saying, and it's a very exciting opportunity for all the traders that are here that are watching. But with that being said, what is one of the things about Blue Row Capital you would want every listener to walk away with understanding today?
Oh man, there's so many things that we can talk about and really dive into, but I discussed this a bit at the beginning of the call. And I talked about how the finance industry has become this really closed off, gated community for people that went to the elite schools, the Harvards, the other Ivy League schools, University of Chicago, and all that. That's how you got your foot in the door to have a chance to make real life-changing money. And that's kind of a little different from when I started in the industry 23 years ago, which is crazy. When I started, that wasn't the case. If you could do the math and you could get a foot in the door, whether that was running cards on the trading floor as a clerk, I could tell lots of stories about my days doing that. It wasn't the case that you had to have this fancy degree to make it into the industry. We're here to help democratize trading again. If you can do it, if you can prove that you can do the math, if you can show that you're good at this, doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter how old you are, where you come from. You can do this with us, with MyFundedFutures and with Blue Row Capital. We want Blue Row Capital at the end of the day to be the end goal for all traders in the MyFundedFutures ecosystem. I think a lot of times people feel like they're here to trade sim funded accounts into farm accounts, and that's great for education, right? That's a really great space to learn your strategy and get better and better. But honestly, if you start to treat evaluations in sim funding as your own education platform to test ideas in a place where you have a little bit of skin in the game, to grow yourself into this path beyond live, there's a real career as a trader where you'll have guidance and support that you need to be successful in this career.
Absolutely amazing. For any of the traders that are in here that are interested in get in touch or review any of this information outside of this live stream, make sure that you get over to bluerowcapital.com. We're also going to put the links to Blue Row in the chat. We're also going to put the links to Blue Row in the description of the video. So if there's certain questions that we covered today, if we didn't cover today that you'd like answered, please also throw them in chat, because I also want to give Charlie some time to go back and forth with chat to see if chat has any specific questions that we didn't cover here today. So I'm going to head over to chat to see if there's certain questions that have came up. Chat, if you want, we have another 10 minutes here with Charlie. This is some extremely valuable time. It sounds like Blue Row Capital is becoming the final boss. So for all those individuals in here making it through the simulated stage, getting into those live funded accounts, it's incredible the benefits that are coming with this, and I'm extremely excited.
I know we've talked about this a little bit. Like, we have capital ready to deploy, and we're excited to do that, and we're just looking for the right people to bring that out. And hopefully we're finding more and more people to start conversations with and really get excited about that. So we're really hoping that launching this publicly now, that we can start to supercharge this and find some talented traders to bring into the ecosystem.
And I have to say, from my own perspective, this entire process has been extremely efficient. Having access to a risk management team, having access to compounding the account based upon the performance, all of these tools and resources have been extremely beneficial, and I'm getting to see the success from it. So from a firsthand standpoint, it's been a phenomenal experience, and I would recommend this to all the viewers. There's really nothing that wasn't phenomenal about the entire experience. The risk management team that you have there on hand, ready to go, that's something that I think that a lot of traders need. And to have access to that was something that really helped me in my own personal trading. So for all those individuals that are still going through the evaluation phase, still going through the sim funded stage, there is a goal here, and it's to get to that live account. And when you get to that live account, these perks are going to be very beneficial for your trade.
Yeah, good. Thanks for talking us up, Matt. Appreciate it. And I think perfect time to take a couple of questions. I see a whole bunch coming through, but you're way better at the moderator space than I am at following these. So why don't we grab a couple and see if I can answer them as best I can?
Absolutely. So we did come across a bunch of valuable questions. So thank you, chat. We do only have 10 minutes here. So if I do miss your question, feel free to throw it in chat and we'll get to it after the segment as well. But I'm going to grab a couple of the valuable questions and I'm going to ask Charlie to respond to them. So the first question I'll go with is from Tevin. Thank you for throwing that in chat, Tevin. How would this be beneficial to sim traders when trading own capital is the end goal?
Yeah, I mean, great question. I think we talked about this a little bit before when it comes to the mentorship and guidance that comes from it. I have a lot of experience in this. We have engineers and quants that are building and back testing strategies for us that, if you really make it into that ecosystem, that path beyond live, not just on the starter live funded account, but really make your way through it. It gives you that extra support system to do that. Yes, sim trading is, you're hoping to make your goal to end up trading your own capital, but we're here to kind of supercharge that, right? If it's a lot easier to make a living if you have 6 figures in capital to go trade, as opposed to trying to eke out some small gains to pay your bills, trading micros. Not that everyone needs to start gunslinging 10 mini contracts every time they get a funded account with a little bit of money in it, but the access to capital that we have provides that space. Now, we also provide, like I talk about the guidance and the mentorship, it's a big help as well. So between just an access to the capital to supercharge yourself, and ultimately, I'll be honest, I think some of the biggest success stories I saw back in my trading days in Chicago were people that did trade with our capital and do really well. And eventually they said, like, I'm going to do this on my own. And some of those folks are some of my very good friends to this day. And, we wish them the best. So if we're a springboard to you really supercharging your career, that's awesome. And I talk about watching people succeed and that being what gets me up in the morning. If you come with us on the Path Beyond Live with Blue Arrow Capital and do really well to the point where you now have enough of your own capital to go play, guess what? That's an awesome situation for us. Everyone wins in that scenario.
Amazing. And again, from personal experience, I can vouch for this. Just to simplify that statement, think about all the time and energy you have to put into funding a personal cash account. I'm just going to use random numbers. Everybody has their own unique place in this world. So if this is too large of a number, then fit it to your size. But think about how much time and energy it's going to take for you to work your day job to fund a $10,000 account. Now think about you make a couple trades, you do well, and you want to size up that account. Well, you have to go out and spend that time in that job making another $10,000 to add another $10,000 to that live account. Imagine having cash, resources through the proprietary trading firm that will help you in that endeavor of scaling the live account, right? You're going to expedite that process because you're going to have the benefit of having somebody help you compound that live account.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what we're talking about there.
So, Charlie, we have another valuable question here. What fundamentally separates Blue Arrow Capital from retail prop firms?
Yeah, I think this is one of the things I'm most excited about. And I'll be honest, when I came on board with MyFundedFutures, I didn't know much about the prop industry in general. This was kind of like a black box to me. And as I jumped on board, it became super interesting that there was no space for this path. There was like, yeah, I can buy accounts and I can do well and I can churn and make money as a trader, but there is no place to really make a career, doing this. This is giving traders, it's really putting, I think you mentioned and I know a few people in the chat mentioned the final boss. This is giving that end goal that really makes sense, as opposed to just churning accounts or this, that, and the other thing. It's giving real space for people to build a career, for you to deliver yourself a life that you really want. That I imagine most people aren't trading because they want to just grind, right? Or they want to, they're treating this like a gambling account. I'm sure some are, but ultimately, we want to separate ourselves from those other retail prop firms that just want to churn accounts. We want to provide a real opportunity for people to make life-changing money and really build a career.
Amazing opportunity. I'm extremely excited about this, and I hope for more consistency so that I can, remain in this position to keep building out the relations. So hopefully,
I hope so too, because again, we all do better when that happens.
I hope the performance carries over, because I would love this opportunity to keep building it out, and we'll see where it goes. I do have another great question for you. Is this limited to U.S. traders?
I think it's a discussion that we have to have when it comes to like folks getting on like a W-2. We obviously have, internally, we have some folks that are international right now. But just making it to that Path Beyond Live, it should be plenty fine for folks from other countries to make it to that Path Beyond Live and get additional funding and work through that way. There's always going to be issues when you start to get to full employment. But I certainly would say that the expectation is that yes, anyone, as long as we're in a country that we're allowed to trade in, we should be able to do this as well.
And so you had mentioned W-2. So that means people that are coming over are actually employees, not just traders.
Yeah, and not when they first start out on that path beyond live and with the live funded accounts with Blue Row, but ultimately, I mentioned it before. Once you really get in that ecosystem and you're working on us building our internal strategies, those are full on employees of the company. You're no longer, you're no longer a contractor that's getting a tax form from us at the end of the year. You're actually employed by the company.
So with that being said, are there employee benefits? I know a lot of people, when they hear W-2, they're also thinking of either health benefits or any benefit that comes with a W-2.
I don't want to get too far into the weeds on that side to dive too far into that. We're a pretty well compensated company when it comes to the fringe benefits with health insurance and things like that. But I don't want to bore folks with that bucket of things too much at this time.
Amazing.
But short answer, we take care of our employees.
Very good. Very good. Well, Charlie, if you have any last closing remarks that you'd like to leave everybody off with, I'll let you close this up, and then I'll give a little outro for the transition over to Leo. Is there anything that you would like to leave everybody off with?
I think we've said it a few times. We're super excited about what we're doing here with this and how it differentiates ourselves from other prop firms. We're really excited to start finding folks to allocate capital to. And I know our whole team's excited to grow and to build what we're doing here and really set MyFundedFutures and Blue Row Capital apart from our competitors. So I'm hoping you'll see a little bit more of me in the future on MyFunded TV. Maybe we can visit on a more regular cadence. But we're really just excited about what we've built here and excited to get this off the ground, start funding traders and supercharging careers.
Absolutely amazing. Well, Charlie, I really appreciate your time today. Thank you for joining us and sharing about Blue Row Capital. If you're a trader watching this and thinking about taking your trading to the more professional level, this is exactly the kind of insight you need. We're going to go ahead and drop the relevant links in the chat. We'll throw it in the description of the video as well. But also want to just take a moment to say thank you for everyone that tuned in. And I'm going to go ahead and hand the mic over to Leo for the 10:30 segment. But thank you once again for your time today, Charlie. And I will see you all on the next segment.
Thanks, Ash. Take care. Have a good one.
Have a good day.
Alrighty, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we all doing? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday for those of us that are first trading day of the week for most of us, I'm assuming here. Lovely to be back, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Let's get a little hellos in some chat here. Hello, hello. 44. I'm gonna trade mock Internet Explorer. It's lovely seeing all the usual. Happy we are live for another Tuesday in Pocket with Leo. So what up, everybody? Good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? We got Biker in here. Abby, what's up, Abby? Nicholas, Pira, Fernando, Goku. Howdy, everybody. Alrighty, so let's get after it now. Okay, so good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Let me see what's happening here. The mic is being weird. All right, let's see what's happening. Should be connected. Let's see here. This sound better? Yes or no? Checking. Let's do a little test here. Okay, should be decent. Alrighty. Apologies, everybody. I don't know what's happening with the microphone. Got it plugged in as per usual. Output is good. Input volume is also solid. Alrighty. Let's see if I can do this instead. Get my audio as my not sure what's happening with the mic. Interesting. Here, let me retry a quick little plugin here. We'll get into the Tuesday live. Apologies, guys. Let me just quickly try this out. Check. Does it sound better? How are we doing here, guys? TVA sounds decent. All right. I don't know what's happening. I think the input is right. Not sure what's happening on the microphone, but we are live from Tuesday anyways, guys. Apologies about that. Not sure what was happening there. How's it sounding? We sounding a little better now? Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. Congrats to the winners for the accounts, 50K core accounts. Are you present? Let's get the winners live. All right. Alrighty. So let's get into it, guys. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Apologies about the little mic mishap there. I'm not sure what's happening with my microphone, but we should be relatively solid now, I'm assuming. So other than that, let's get into a little bit of some trading now. So howdy, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Alrighty. So for Tuesday, guys, a little bit of some rundown for myself. As many of us know, commodities have been absolutely ripping all of today. Gold making its way, making its debut back into an all-time highs here. We have silver as well, which also made its debut back into the all-time highs once again. So when it comes to market and we're looking at it now, and we just see generally where market lies. Well, currently, silver actually did previously sweep out the all-time highs at the 6 a.m. candle, and now we're seeing a short signature form. So currently, for myself, when I'm around these all-time highs, one of the major things that I like to look for is to see exactly how market can play out when it comes to all-time highs. And so watching for higher time frame sweeps or previous higher time frame highs is a great way for you to identify where the market can potentially go. Audio is still pretty choppy. I'm trying to figure this out. Please fix your audio. All right. One second, everybody. Apologies. Work a little bit. Sorry, guys. I'm not sure what's happening with the audio. Alrighty. Can you guys hear me? Are we back? Are we back to normal now? I'm not sure what's happening there. Should be better now, I'm assuming. Let's get a little audio test really quick. Audio sounds fine like you're in a pocket. Like I'm in a pocket. Ideally not that, but let's go. Alrighty. Drop it. Sweet, sweet. Dropping another form. Here we go. We're working on audio, guys. Wonky indeed. Apologies, guys. Not sure what's happening there. Seems like the latency is pretty solid here, but we will give this a test and see if this is running a little better now. Still choppy. All right. Gonna do this a final test here. We'll see. Maybe this is the final fixer. We'll see. We'll see. Test the final little bit here before we just fully get into the analysis. Apologies, everybody, about the audio. Audio is good for you. Awesome. Great, great, great. Happy to hear it. It's the noise compression. I mean, I've got the settings on right. I'm not sure what's happening here. Apologies, everybody. You sound like a dog with peanut butter on the roof of the All right, so we gotta try that. No worries. Apologies, everybody. Need to figure out and get into some trading for you guys. All right. I'm gonna be right back, guys. I'm not sure what is happening with the audio in general here, but we're gonna give this one more shot. I will be right back. Apologies, everybody. I'm not sure why the audio is breaking. The microphone is in perfect condition. I'm not sure what's happening, but be just right back here and we'll get into some Tuesday live trading. So I do apologize. We'll be just right back. See you guys in just a second. Give it another shot and see what exactly happens. We will see. Alrighty, maybe this is gonna be a little better. Are we doing better? No, audio seems to still have the same issue here. Alright, we're gonna try this one instead. Maybe this will make a little bit of a difference for everybody. We're gonna see if this mic Adel does a little bit better. Let's do a little test for everybody. We're gonna see if this mic Adel does a little bit better. Here, I have a quick idea here. One second, guys. We're gonna try one more microphone, and if this doesn't work. Alright. Can you guys hear me? Are we still choppy? I'm gonna try the trusty dusty headphones. We're gonna try some Apple headphones and see if these work. Alrighty, guys. Howdy, everybody. Apologies. Not sure what's happening. I think we're just having a couple mic issues here. So I'm gonna have to check that out. But good morning, everybody. Back for a Tuesday. We'll see if this is doing a lot better. This is better. All right. So it must be a connection with the microphone there. I do apologize about the wonky audio there, but looks like we are back and ready to go now. We're trusting the old-fashioned handy dandy Apple headphones for today. So back up and ready here. I'm not sure what's happening again. So apologies everybody for that, but we are back. So happy Tuesday, everybody. Thank you for having me on the segment once again. Apologies about that little delay, but we are back and ready. We're going old school here today. Not even the wireless headphones. We're going with the wireless headphones for today. Old as gold. Never seems to fail. never proves to fail. Alrighty, well, we are back now, so let's get into some good stuff today. Good morning, everybody. So, first and foremost, as many of us know, commodities have been absolutely holding into all-time highs. And so, when it comes to all-time highs, one of the major things I like to look for is to see primarily whether or not we can see a higher time frame sweep that leads into a short signature. So, for myself, one of the major things I was looking today on silver was to see silver sweep out the previous 2 o'clock 4-hour high. Currently, I have the 4-hour chart open on my screen here. So one of the things I was watching to see was whether or not we would sweep out the 2 o'clock high that formed. Since the 2 o'clock high was indeed the candle that did form the new all-time highs on silver, one of the things I wanted to see was whether or not we would sweep that out with the 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock 4-hour. And as we see here, we did end up sweeping that out with the 6 o'clock sweeping out the 2 a.m. 4-hour high before then leading to a short signature now. So for myself, off these all-time highs, where does the next primary draw on liquidity lie for me as a trader? Well, it lies in where market reacted to. In order to find these draws in liquidity, one of the major things I like to look for is to see whether or not we have areas where market had quite a bit of aggression in terms of movement. And so here at the 10 o'clock low from Monday, aka yesterday's 10 p.m. low, we see that market had a retracement period that led to a very aggressive bullish movement into silver's all-time high. So for myself here, what I really like to see is to see silver retrace into this period, sweep it out before then looking for potential continuation back into these all-time highs. And so right now, silver is leading this 4-hour candle with the new 10 o'clock hour candle, leading quite an aggressive bearish movement lower now. So kind of one of the things that I'm watching to see occur right now, but did not take any trades on silver this morning, as if we pay attention to the smaller time frame picture, there really wasn't a lot that was speaking to me today. I mean, if we just look at this general market, we did have a couple short signatures forming, but for me, around the 9:30, there wasn't really any given entry signatures for myself. So sadly, no entries taken for me this morning when it came to silver. Also did not take any entries on gold. Gold has been in an incredible range around these all-time highs, which makes it relatively difficult for me to also frame a trade off of this, since there wasn't any clear anticipation on where gold was going to move, especially at these all-time highs. So kind of what was happening for today. When it came to commodities, I wanted to see some framework for some potential shorts, especially because the market was at all-time highs. We were quite oversaturated in terms of price. I wanted to look for that retracement period that I could then look to take a short signature on either gold or silver around those all-time highs. So that's what's happening for today in terms of commodities. When it comes to indices as well, just to be transparent with you guys, this is a no trade day for myself so far. Super difficult for me to frame a trade setup around the 9:30 window. You can see we did a little bit of some bullish sentiment, and if we look at general trend here on the 3 and on the 15-minute, price was giving us the V-shaped reversal I typically like to see. But when it comes to this V-shaped reversal, it's hard for me to frame something that we actually confirm a shift in market structure. So looking for things like a change in state of delivery, which is marked out conveniently in this blue line, that's typically what I want to see if I'm trying to see market continue to an intended side. So that's what's happening right now. MyFunded is doing plenty of giveaways here in the chat as well. Shout out MyFunded for this. Yeah, apologies. I was having a big microphone issue here with my primary microphone. So we're going old but goody. We are using the Apple headphone mics for today. Hopefully that's right with you guys. But yeah, so for today, once again, difficult for me to frame anything in specific. One of the only trades I would have been interested in taking would have been the 10 o'clock retrace into this change in state of delivery, which we see here. Once price retraced into this shift in market structure, being this change in state of delivery, we saw quite an aggressive expansion higher. And so for myself, one of the entries I missed but was looking for was a entry at this change in state of delivery, putting my stop at the most relevant swing low here. But obviously nobody wants a 100-point stop. So for myself, finding imbalances like fair value gaps in the 15-minute could be a good way for you to manage your risk accordingly. And so here, if we look, what did we form? Well, we did form this nice 15-minute fair value that ended up holding for NASDAQ to what? Before NASDAQ continued higher. So using a fair value gap, putting your stop lower, even at the low of the start of that fair value, can be a good way to manage your risk accordingly with NASDAQ, especially since these draws were clear as day. I remember my Apple earphones from like 6+ years ago. Yeah, I have the USB-C connected ones. They seem to be doing fine. But let's get some responses out here. How is everybody doing in terms of trading on Tuesday? Have we all been patient? Have we been following our rules? Have we been respectful to markets, patient to markets? What's been the protocol for you all this week? How have we been doing this week so far? How's everybody doing? Hey, NQS is a no trade for me today. Absolutely. I was the same. It was difficult for me to frame something for today's market. As many of you know as well, we did have a short day yesterday with Martin Luther King Day, since it was a holiday. And so that was something that definitely led to slightly slower markets, especially kind of considering this week to be a 4-day week. And for myself, when it comes to 4-day weeks, that's not really what I like to see too often here. I mean, not that I don't like 4-day weeks, but typically 4-day weeks lead to slightly slower price action for myself or a little bit more indecisive movement, since I typically watch for Monday to set the range of the week, and then I'll play Tuesday and Wednesday accordingly. But currently, if you look at NASDAQ right now, we're actually forming a nice short signature here where the new 30-minute candle, being the 1030, has swept out the 10 o'clock and the 9 o'clock high, forming a bearish change in state of delivery. What's up, Frenchie? No overleveraging, no overtrading, no tilting. Yep, waiting for a setup to take a short on NASDAQ. There you go. So here right now, what are we forming on NASDAQ? We currently have a bearish change in state of delivery. If you look at the higher time frame context here, so if we're using this 3-minute, the aligning time frame is our 30-minute candles. We see we had a 30-minute bullish expansion. Now what we're seeing is actually price is pulling back into the equilibrium of this higher time frame candle. So for myself, it's looking like we are going to see a short signature potentially play out here on NASDAQ and potentially see price continue lower. So this will be a fun one to see kind of how market reacts to this specific setup. But in the meantime, we'll just see kind of how we react and maybe we retrace it into this change in state of delivery. So that is currently what we are seeing happening here. GC as well leading to a long signature, but nothing super crazy. Kind of indecisive movement for myself and relatively hands-off on market for today. We'll see if we can frame something during the stream today, but obviously, you know, the biggest and most important step when it comes to trading is preserving our capital. So as long as we preserve our capital today, I'll consider today a winning day for myself, and we will move on to Wednesday like we do with all the rest. Yeah, I think with everybody here, it's really important that we protect our capitals, especially in markets like today where you see a lot more of this indecision. So here right now, we are forming a fractal model short where we do have a market structure shift. So as I mentioned previously, where did the previous 30-minute high lie? Well, the previous 30-minute high lied here, which we'll mark here as this X. And we see once we opened up the new 30-minute, being this 1030 candle, what happened? We have led to a sweep signature. And so the undisrupted move that leads to the sweep, being this 2 bullish candle body up closure, leads to your bearish change in state of delivery. And so this bearish change in state of delivery, once we got a market closure below, this is a very generic market structure shift entry, but this is a way that you could use markets and change in states of deliveries to find a potential 2R setup. So this would kind of be how I would frame the short signature. Typically as well with SISTs, I use the candle body high rather than the wick high in order to manage my stop and have a slightly smaller stop. But as we can see here with price, NASDAQ is giving us quite a decent reaction to this short sweep, especially as we were at the current high of the day. Or not the daily high, but we were getting very close to that daily high. Maybe we actually did sweep out. We did sweep out the daily high here on NASDAQ. We totally did we? Yeah, that's the daily high sweep. That's the daily high sweep on NASDAQ as well. So these shorts honestly look pretty decent. Did miss an entry on these, so I won't be taking these trades in specific, but looking like we're definitely pulling to the equilibrium of the 10 to 1030 candle here. So we'll see how market reacts. And Q stopped me out and rolled over. That happens. Alrighty, see how our fellow ES is doing. ES is all forming a beautiful short signature, very similar to NASDAQ here. One of the things we do have some imbalances at these lows. If we inverse these fair values too, we can definitely see price continuing lower off of this. So definitely some solid short signatures forming in market right now. I'm going to be curious to see how exactly we can play these out right now. But we'll get both NASDAQ and ES open here on the charts. Boom, yes. So there we go. Now we have double chart up for everybody. Pas mal. We'll see exactly how market reacts. So NASDAQ here looks like I want to see it pull into this EQ, see how we react to the previous 30-minute EQ, being that 10 to 10:30 a.m. But once again, guys, if you guys have any questions while I'm streaming about any concepts, need some clarification, want me to check a specific futures asset and want me to go through it, do not hesitate to throw some questions in chat. I absolutely love to answer questions. So don't hesitate. I'm here for a reason. So I would love to answer any of the questions you might have when it comes to my personal trading or just generally framing. Here we see as well, we're actually bouncing off of this imbalance here on NASDAQ or on ES, which is leading to a pump up on here, leading to a push up here on NASDAQ as well. So looking like we're going to get a mix between some expansions and retracements here. GC still indecisive here. Silver quite indecisive. It's pulling into an imbalance as well on the 3-minute. So there's some framework to be said there as well, especially if this fair value holds, which it seems like so far it is. So some framework is definitely starting to form on NASDAQ. No, I'm cool with listening to you. You're a great host. I appreciate it. No. Good morning, Leo. Happy Tuesday. Hope your week is going well. Good morning, Ash. Doing absolutely fantastic. No trades for me today. We are absolutely hanging in there. Just preserving capital is the most important. Is most important trade for me today. Not any framework for my setup. So it's most important that I end up just staying as safe as I can possibly here when it comes to these markets. So that is what's happening. So here we see NASDAQ making its retrace up. Yes, ended up holding this imbalance here, which is causing NASDAQ to push up as well, even though NQ did not pull into any imbalance. It's definitely something we'll see occur. So here I've got my main broker up on my laptop and the charts up on the laptop, charts with it up on the monitors here. So we will see what happens. Patience is key here, though. That's definitely patience is going to be the best way to preserve capital here and take some high quality setups. So it's exactly what we're doing. We're remaining patient. There goes a retrace into this imbalance, NASDAQ leading to a nice short signature off of that too. Looks like we're definitely going to continue to move with ES also making a lower debut here. So very nice to see the way that price is moving, especially how we're reacting to this 3-minute imbalance. Silver as well, beautiful rejection off that fair value gap in the 3-minute too, ended up holding. So it's looking like shorts are definitely going to be the move here. So framing that is just going to be, we'll see how exactly I can frame some almost 11 o'clock shorts here. Good morning to everybody. Good morning, happy Tuesday. Alrighty, we'll see if we can get this closure. If we can inverse this fair value here on ES, that would be ideal. Give me a nice inversion fair value. I can frame some pretty solid trades off of a nice inversion here. So we will see, but ideally that's kind of what I want to watch to see market do today. Inverse this fair value on ES and get a continuation. We do have a major imbalance that formed both on NQ and ES here as well. So that does become an area we could see market reject off of too. Nice reaction here. Liking this. I think silver is also just dumping lower here too. Yeah, great reaction from silver and some balance as well. Also, it's funny, we're actually ranging between two imbalances that are on silver. We did form an original V-shaped reversal. So once again, as I mentioned to you guys, typically when I look for reversal signature, one of the primary things I like to see is whether or not we get this V-shape, stronger price action, stronger movement in price that pulls market to actually have a higher probability of reversing. And so here we have a V-shaped reversal. So for myself, I really like to see this fair value get inverse to invalidate the potential reversal signature and instead validate the continuation off of that. So that's what we're watching for right now. Honestly, it's just going to be patience for today. That is going to be the best thing for us today. See if we can get mic a little closer to my mouth so you guys can hear me. There we go. We inverse this fair value on silver as well. Mic is so choppy. I'm not sure why this is happening. I do apologize, guys. Alrighty, we're gonna make a little closer to the mouth here, so maybe this makes a little bit of a difference. We'll see. How are we doing now? It's better when you talk directly into it. Okay, interesting. So I guess we're gonna be doing the screen like this then, guys. Alright, should be a little better now. Alrighty, nice reaction there from NQ. Alrighty. Should chat about I've got a sure SM7B. It should be spectacular. I'm just not sure what's happening with it today. Interesting. Alrighty. So here we're seeing good reactions here. Silver inverse is fair value. So this is officially an inversion fair value. Silver's probably going to continue price back into the 1030 low here. That's what it seems like. The best top of the hour coming. Yeah, there we go. Inversion fair right here on silver. Now we are seeing quite the expansion lower off that. Yeah, apologies about this, everybody. Nice move from silver. Nasdaq as well. Looks like Nasdaq's tracing back into this 3-minute imbalance as well. So we'll see if we respect that, because that could be a good. If we do inverse this could invalidate a short signature since we're pulling into the previous 30-minute EQ. All right, we're gonna try the mic again, guys, and see if maybe there was just a little something else happening. But we're gonna need to switch up the side of the microphone here. We're gonna get the SM7B on my left side today. Put it on my other one, and we'll see whether or not something happens here. Because who knows, right? Alrighty. See if we can just get a direct connection here. We're doing a full shimmy while we're watching these markets as well. So it looks like we inversed the 3-minute fair value gap on Nasdaq too. So looks like we're gonna see an invalidation of some potential shorts here. We'll have to see. All right, let's get this plugged in here. Boom. Microphone plugged in. And then we are gonna try this one more time. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed here, guys. Let's see if we can get this to work. All right, we're trying now. We are back on the microphone. We're on 48V on direct as well. We'll give this a shot, see exactly what happens. We're back on the microphone. See if that all makes a difference, guys. Maybe not. Who knows? Apparently not. All right. Well, let's try another button here, see if this works. Looks like we're gonna get an invalidation of shorts here. I'm not sure what's happening. All right. Well, Nasdaq's gonna continue higher here as well. So we'll see what happens. But all right, we're just unplugging and replugging some things old-fashioned way here. Silver invalidation of these shorts too, since we've actually respected this fair value. We're just doing full unplugs. Maybe this makes a difference. Fingers crossed. We'll try this out. 90 Bitcoin, very cool. There we go. All right. Trying to hold one here. Invalid the on Nasdaq as they were an expansion back to the highs 1042. This is weird. Well, we know that works. We're going classic. That's I decrease a bit. Mike's leaving in and out. Yeah, I'm honestly not sure why that's happening. I apologize. Should be solid here. That's what's interesting. Brand new audio mixer as well. I'm not sure what's happening. Alrighty. Well, not sure. It says the input is good here as well, so apologies. No problem. I appreciate you all understanding here. Not sure why the brand new mic is giving me some issues. It was working past few streams, but it's all good, guys. You know, we're just gonna keep it. We'll keep yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, same issues with the voice. That's kind of what we're gathering right now. Unsure as to why this is happening, but you know, we're giving it our best. We're giving it our best shot here, everybody. Interesting. All right. Well, all the connections here working as well. In the meantime, we'll just do some light conversation while we talk about kind of what's happening here. What are you trading and what time frame? Can you turn your mic off and on? I know I did that. I have already done that. We've tried the on and off method a couple times. Does audio levels in OBS avoid clipping peaks between -20 running OBS? What are you trading with time? We are trading. Well, currently we're not in any active positions right now. We were just watching to see how price would react around potentially forming a short signature. Silver definitely going to continue lower here. We're inversing fair values, respecting these fair values. Yeah. All right. So we're going to stick today with the earbuds for everybody. We're going to stick today with the earbuds with everybody. Apologies. And we're just going to get this. We're going to get my nice little Tuesday segment here with some earbuds, and I will do some testing to see what's happening with the microphone after. So I apologize, everybody, for that again. But back with it again. So currently I was trying to see if we could frame some potential short signatures on NASDAQ here off the sweep of the daily high. So for many that saw, we did form this high around 25,412.50 at around the 12 o'clock window last night, which is the new daily open. This then led to a sweep out. We sold 1042 sweep it out. But what I'm assuming right now is price is relatively indecisive, and so we're seeing this micro sweep out of this high, and so price isn't ready, and this wasn't maybe a good enough manipulation. So we're seeing price retrace back to this high before we see a sweep out and then a short signature form off that. Silver as well. Honestly, guys, markets today are looking relatively hands-off for myself. I mean, if we look at how price is reacting on the 3-minute, the 5-minute, and the 15, there's a lot of ranging happening, right? We're not seeing any clear, decisive movement. If we want to see clear movements in markets, we want to see these continuations, retracements, continuations and retracements. But if we look at this market, we are seeing these continuations and retracements, but these retracement periods just end up being micro accumulations that then lead to a sweep, a larger range sweep, before we then get more clear direction. So for myself, this is not really what I want to frame, because it's harder to frame a setup when price is consolidating, because you're not sure whether or not market makers want to push price higher or lower. And so paying attention more to the higher time frame picture, like switching out to the hourly time frame, getting more of an idea is a much better way to form and see where exactly you can see price lie. So for myself, as we can see, we swept out the Tuesday 1 o'clock low here during the 10 o'clock session, which has now led to a massive rejection off of that with a continued bullish move higher. So for myself, kind of what I'm looking to see now is whether or not price is going to retrace back lower into these 10 o'clock Monday lows. But it's a little uncertain as of right now, depending on how price decides to react to the previous hour EQ. So here, when we just look at this portion here, where exactly is price pulling into? If we just mark out the EQ, the previous hourly candle, all price is doing right now is it's forming the wick before we see a bearish continuation lower. Price is clearly bearish. We've now formed an hourly change in state of delivery as well, with the 10 o'clock confirming that closure below. So for myself, I want to see the retrace into the EQ, let the wick form into the EQ of this retracement before then seeing a continuation signature lower into these lows here at the Monday 10 o'clock. And NASDAQ, as we can tell, NASDAQ's a little bit rangy today, as we see there's not super clear price action to 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock led to a little bit of a bullish expansion, and now price is kind of hitting this wide range accumulation. So makes it a little difficult for us, but hey, you know, we're trying to frame what we can, and if there's a no trade opportunity, once again, protecting your capital is indeed considered a high quality trade. I can't stress that enough to you guys in chat. Protecting your capital is considered the highest quality trade you can do. And Q currently is not in a good trade zone, can trap both shorts and longs. Exactly, Faceless. Exactly. Here we see NASDAQ is making that trace back into those highs. We're seeing a trace back into daily highs. Silver still pulling into the EQ here. So we're seeing definitely some bullish sentiment right now with market. But once again, it's a little rangy. So hands off for myself when it comes to this. So watching to see here, NASDAQ also continuing higher. There we go. There's a resweep. So this is now the daily high that is forming at the 11 o'clock, the 11:09 candle. Scalping is better off for days like this. Honestly, it's either that or just not touching markets in general, right? Because there's a lot of indecision currently in these active markets. And so honestly, it might even just be better just to preserve your capital. So we'll see how market reacts to this sweep of the highs here. Yes, there's S&P forming currently at these highs. See how this 3-minute closes. But at the moment, we are forming an S&P with yes. So S&P at the highs and a sweep of the daily high could mean some potential good short signatures if we can see a confirmation of that. Yeah, if you guys haven't already, smash the like. Appreciate you guys reminding Goku and Emma. Thank you for reminding. Let's make sure we smash the likes for these streams as well. MyFunded really likes to see when all of you are smash the like on these streams. So if you haven't already, feel free to smash the like, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll get on with these segments and analysis. Like, share, and subscribe. You guys know the deal. Smash the like. We have 163. Can we get the segment to 200 before the end of the stream? What do we think? Is this feasible? Alrighty, we've officially formed an S&P at the highs with both NASDAQ and ES here. Gonna be curious to see how price decides to play out with this S&P, whether or not we get back below the high that is formed now. It's gonna be an interesting setup. We'll see. 25,463. Yes, definitely is definitely. So as we look and see, we've now formed this SMT, and we're above this fair value, and QES still in between this massive fair value. It's pretty interesting how prices react here. Are you happy with ESPA this year? And what do you think about YMRTY? YMRTY, I've been trading a little more recently. RTY I actually have not touched personally, believe it or not. And so for myself, not the worst price action. I mean, indices this year, especially since October, have been super clean. We've just seen a massive continuation into all-time highs. I mean, we consecutively broke all-time highs week on week by week, which is pretty insane to see that for indices. So definitely was some pretty solid movement. I also had a lot of fun trading commodities at the end of the year. So gold and silver, especially gold, became one of the primary ones I was trading when it came to the end of year price action. But definitely to answer that question, I was very happy about the price action this past year. And then for start of 2026, PA hasn't been super bad either. So honestly, no complaints. Cannot complain at all with any of this. So easiest W ever. I get it. Yep, exactly. So here we're seeing price pull back below all-time highs. Once again, we've formed SMT with ES. So if you want to see this SMT be confirmed, because once again, SMT is a hypothesis until we confirm it with a market shift. It's basically saying, oh, here's an artificial manipulation that's occurring in market, but that artificial manipulation is an artificial manipulation that needs to be confirmed with a shift in market structure. So sweep of the daily high, S&P, closure below this bearish change in state of delivery would confirm a closure below a market structure shift, which would then entail that this S&T was indeed a valid S&T. Leo, do you use two-stage S&Ts? I do. I love two-stage S&Ts. I absolutely love two-stage S&Ts. Silver here pulling back into $94 an ounce, guys. $94 an ounce. Those of you with that silver gear, guys, it's looking pretty solid. Those of you with those silver rings and silver necklaces, or just silver bars. Good for you guys. COVID time was amazing. Close your eyes and go short. Oh yeah, 100%. 100%, especially trading Moderna. It was a beautiful time. Here we're seeing great reaction to the sweep of these highs. This is what I wanted to see here. See, this makes a trader very happy. This makes a trader like myself very happy. So here we'll see if we can confirm this change in state of delivery. This will be a good signature for myself to go short off these highs, and I'll try small size on these shorts since we do have a couple imbalances I wouldn't say worried about, but a little more worried about for today. So we'll see what happens. Winter's form 2, there we go. I wish I have some silver on me. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Silver and gold retracing back into all-time highs again. It was insane. $4,700 an ounce, peaking at almost $4,800 an ounce in gold. And obviously around all-time highs, we're seeing quite the consolidation, wide range of accumulation and consolidation. If you guys haven't already, feel free to like and subscribe to the MyFunded streams. If you guys do enjoy these type of streams, we really appreciate all the support that you guys bring every single day into these streams. If you haven't already, feel free to like, subscribe for more like this. We're hosting a bunch of giveaways in chat as well. So if you haven't already, don't hesitate to subscribe and like, because hey, it could be a chance that you're winning a 50K core account. You just hop in the stream and go look at some analysis. Next thing you know, you're winning an account. In my eyes, that's a pretty solid deal. Subscribing and liking for a potential free account. In my eyes, guys, gotta say it, that's a pretty good steal. That's a pretty cool steal. Shout out MyFunded for that. So here, once again, I want disclosure below the change in state of delivery to confirm me into a potential trade signature. As of right now, we don't have a confirmation, so I am not in on the trade yet, but we'll see what happens. All right, yes, here as well, nice S&P. GC at these highs, and Q, let's see how YM is forming as well here. YM should be, YM rejecting off of this major imbalance. Let's do RTY now, since I know we had some questions in chat. RTY showing some relative bullish strength here, making me think we might get an invalidation of shorts on NASDAQ. But hey, I do like the sweep, but this was a previous day high sweep. or the daily high sweep into a short signature with a valid S&P. So this would be a much higher probability for myself when it comes to these trades. Congrats all once again, W MyFundedTV, guys. W MyFundedTV. Alrighty, and then the QI here going higher, forming a SIST, but yeah, looks like definitely a good expansion profile here. Let's peep silver again. Silver just ranging between these trade rallies. That becomes a no trade opportunity for myself too. We're gonna do some handy dandy water now. Do you think silver will hit 150 at Leo? I think commodities in general always are going to retain value, right? If you think about it, they're limited. It's technically limited supply. We don't have unlimited supply of silver. We also don't have an unlimited supply of gold. So how long until it hits 150? I couldn't tell you, but I am definitely bullish on commodities. Gold and silver, I think, even though we're at all-time highs on gold and basically all-time highs on silver, I still think there's a lot of value in commodities that is being seen, especially with the new year. So would I really like to see? I think silver within time will be $100 an ounce, and then from there we'll probably see markets have bits of retracements. But for the most part, I am definitely bullish long term on commodities. I just don't see a world unless we discovered massive meteors with like billions of tons of silver readily accessible. It's still considered a rare metal, and not as rare as gold, but it's still a rare metal. It's a commodity. So I think silver and gold are going to maintain value for many, 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 many years. I'm a firm believer in that as well. And pulled right back to the huge target level I was talking about above. Well done, Izzy. Well done, Izzy. Look at that. We got some analysts in chat going right now. This is great. This is fantastic. Silver here, projecting off the fair value again, failed to inverse hit. Look at that. Failed to inverse once, failed to inverse twice, 3 times actually. So there's some motion happening. Yeah, honestly, this is a great market to trap buyers and sellers. So remember, preserve the capital. That's going to be by far one of the best things you can do for yourself in markets like today. I haven't even taken a single trade myself. I'm completely hands off, and I'm okay with that. One no trade day is not going to signal whether or not I'm a profitable or an unprofitable trader. In fact, it's going to signal that I'm a respectable and a very much so patient trader, which I think a lot of you should be taking accountability for when it comes to trading live markets. But here, so really not a lot of framework here. We're seeing NASDAQ and ES forming slight bearish signatures here with the potential 60 forming here. We'll see if in these 30 seconds we can get a closure below the 60. That would not be too chatty. But then again, we're seeing a little bit of some slow movement down to that as well. So congrats to the winners. My fund is cooking on the giveaways today. So I think the second we see YN or ES start to give some more, RQI give some more relative weakness, we'll also see indices follow, but RQI right now back above this bullish breaker. So definitely it's a little choppy right now. I mean, we're seeing a little bit of bearish intent in the market, but it's nothing that's really speaking to me a lot. So Emma, smash the like, share the stream, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. 172 likes, 217 of us. Let's see if we get that number. Let's get the number to 190. That's 17 of you. 17 of you. There's probably 17 of you in the chat right now that have not liked the stream and have been hopping in here, joining these giveaways and everything. If you haven't already, just nice little button down there. It's a big thumbs up. So do not hesitate. There we go. So no closure below the 60 yet. So currently S&T still remains a hypothesis until we see it confirmed with a change in state of delivery or some type of market structure shift. Typically, I like to look for a change in state of delivery. Smash the likes for the stream. We are on it. 177, 13 more of us to get the stream to 190 likes. I think we can do it. I definitely think we can do it. Let's make MyFunded happy here, guys. Let's get it to 190. Alrighty, so here we're seeing no confirmation below the 60, so it's looking like we're probably just going to retrace higher back into the highs here on NASDAQ. Okay, nice quick rejection here. Silver, yeah. So honestly, hands off on silver, hands off on gold as well. Gold is pulling into this imbalance. We'll probably see a rejection off of this fair value before we see an expansion higher yet again. Definitely an interesting market day, one to preserve capital. Looks like I might just be walking today up a big $0 on the day. Up a big $0. Nice reaction here with this wick forming. Definitely a fan of this as well. See what happens. Closure below the 60 confirms the SMT. Short signatures wouldn't be too shabby. Probably look for some light size below this change in state with my stop at the daily high here, being the 1109 high, since that is the new 30-minute that is forming. We're also a few minutes away. We're about 6 minutes away from the new 30-minute candle too. So just be wary of that as well with the new 30-minute open. If we don't confirm this change in state of delivery, for me, I would consider this short signature an invalidation, and we'll probably just trade continuations instead. So watching for that right now, but that is currently what we are looking for. Nice movement here below the 60 on NASDAQ. This is kind of the intended movement I wanted. We're also seeing the same thing occur on ES here, the lagging asset. So here we have our bearish change in state of delivery. Looks like we're going to get a confirmed closure below. We're seeing some good movement below here. 182. Let's get the stream to 190. Get the stream to 190, guys. We're 8 off. 8 off of it. I know we can do it. I'm watching the like counter go up right now. Alrighty. So SIST here, great confirmation. So these shorts that we were looking at originally definitely look like they're going to be in play here. Great bearish movement off of this change in state. So we are seeing some good old movement. Wow. Both ES and NQ here forming a beautiful short signature. See what happens with this 3-minute closure. We've got 1 minute and 42. Wow, great movement from NASDAQ here. Looks like gold is doing the same thing. We might even inverse this fair value. So short signature there. Silver just hands off for today. I'm not even going to open silver again for right now. Great move here on NQ. We see that from this SIST closure, we had a 44-point move below this change in state of delivery on NASDAQ. So indeed, it was the move, guys. Oh boy, oh boy. Quite the movement. London close action. We'll see. Wow, look at this movement here on NASDAQ. We do have a few more minutes on the segment here before I do have to introduce our lovely next host with Bull Barbie and Myth hopping back in here. So in the meantime, just going to finish up some analysis before I introduce the folks hopping on here. But we're seeing some really, really good movement off of the off of the sweep of the highs here. So this closure below the SIST is going to be a nice short signature. Probably make our way back into these imbalances at the lows. So quite an aggressive closure below this change in state of delivery. So for myself, typically I look to see a retracement before entering in on these shorts. But I mean, the methodology was there, as we mentioned. We wanted to see a resweep of the highs. We formed an SMT, and now with this closure here in 2 seconds, we're validating this SMT as a valid, it's no longer a hypothesis, it's a valid SMT. So very cool to see this happening. Very, very cool to see this happening right now. Short signatures look pretty solid here. Probably going to grab it into the EQ here and look to go short on NASDAQ. Right at the end of the segment as well, so I'll be updating the position. Shout out MyFunded. We're 2 likes away from 190 and 3 minutes away from the end of my segment. So if you guys haven't already, like the stream. Let's see if we can get 2 more of us liking the stream. 2 more of us. I think we can do it. Have some faith. Have some faith in the MyFunded crew. I think we can do it. I think there's 2 more people that can like the stream. I'm pretty confident about it. There's a retrace back into the SIST here. So my limit has officially been filled. Right at the end here, this is I am on these with M and Q. Like to see this low get swapped here. Alrighty. So shorts on NASDAQ here. Looks like we're probably going to go lower. The only thing of concern for myself is that ES does have this massive imbalance that is formed here on the 3 minute. So it looks like we could see some rejections off of that where price then repulls into these highs. That's why we're trying this out with some lighter size. But do like the general movement, especially with that closure below the SIST, giving me some more bearish intent here. But yeah, we're getting close here. Bull Barbie and Myth are about to be hopping on. So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. 194 likes. We almost got the stream to 200 before the end of the segment, but we'll leave that one up to Bull and Myth to absolutely smash it on the next segment here. Very nice movement from NASDAQ into this change in state of delivery here. See what happens. There we go. 194. Very, very nice. Thank you all so much for the support on these streams. Once again, thank you all for being very cooperative, despite a little bit of the audio issues on my end there. So I appreciate you all staying very chill and okay with the audio. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, well, looks like we're going to get an invalidation here. We're just being met with a crazy pre-11:30 open here. So retrace back to the highs it might be. All righty. We'll see whether or not. That's why we're taking this MNQ. This is a great opportunity to trap buyers and sellers. This is a great opportunity to trap buyers and sellers. All righty. Yeah, we will be wrapping up the segment once again, everybody. So thank you so much for tuning in. Lovely to have all of you coming in. Appreciate all the support as per usual with these streams. We're 1 like away from 200. I'll be seeing you all next Tuesday as well. We'll have the audio on my end fixed. I do apologize about that once again, but thank you all for tuning in, showing some unfathomable amounts of support to the MyFunded streams. And MyFunded, thank you again for having me on this segment. And without further ado, guys, I will see you guys very, very soon on the next Tuesday. We'll see whether or not we get taken out of this NASDAQ position. Based on what I'm seeing, looks like price is going to retrace back into the daily high, which is A-OK. We took our light size. We're walking away today. In the case this is a loser, we took proper risk management for this trade, but hey, you know, we gave a stab at some shorts. I did like this SMT that formed and this change in state of delivery, but you know, can't always win them, guys. Can't always win them. But yeah, here we are. So thank you all again for tuning in. Nicholas, Izzy, I'm gonna trade, Nick, Goku, Deku, Emma. There we go. 200 likes on the stream as well. Thank you all so much for that. Appreciate it. Great reaction to this fair value here. Alrighty. Let's see what happens. Wow. See if we can get validated with these shorts. We got a massive retracement here at the 1127. Alrighty. So thank you all for tuning in again. Without further ado, let's get Bull and Myth on stream. Thank you again for all the continued support and smashing 200 likes on the stream. I will see you all next Tuesday. Thank you all so much once again for just letting me hop on this segment with you guys, giving you some Tuesday price action reading. And without further ado, let's get Bull, Barbie, and Myth on this stream. All right, everybody. Have a lovely rest of your Tuesdays and a great rest of your week. I'll see you guys soon.
Good morning. What is up?
How's it going?
All right. I had a good morning. What about you?
Yeah, I did all right. I oversized on a couple of trades. I'm still green, but I took a couple little dings this morning just from oversizing. So, you know,
I did the opposite. I treated it like a Monday, and I took my lower sizing and I smashed it and wished I'd been in bigger sizing. But that's rules are rules, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
Well, after a 300
So yeah,
point move. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just on props now, so a little easier here. I did right before we were coming on, I was in a little long off VWAP, so I booked that. I might see if I can find something else like that.
I'm going to trade says it's too cold to be on the beach. It's never too cold. Just put on a sweater and you're good.
Is Tom Sabo fetching margaritas, pina coladas?
He must be. I'm on the other side of the beach from him, so you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. We got to get that intro song back on here. We got to figure that out.
Oh yeah, I was gonna make a note about that and see if I could trim it and make it fit a little bit better.
Yeah, we should be able to. But yeah, I'm green on the day from the overnight session. I'm red on the New York session though, but overall I'm still green. So I am trying
the overnight session. It looked a little interesting. What'd you do?
Yeah, I was I got a short in and I also got a long play in overnight. Wasn't bad. I mean
that gap down though.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah, it was. So, but I'm trying something new today. Trying out a little bit of a new strategy. It's not really, it's something that I paid attention to. One of the guys in my chat kind of talks about it all the time. So we're trying that out. So you guys will get to see something new today. So it's a pretty simple concept. I'll kind of go over it right quick. So basically he's using the whole numbers. So like 300, 325, 350, 375, 400. And if we're in discount, he's just going to buy at those levels and look for a bounce back to the next level. If we're in premium, we're going to short back to the next level. So it's a pretty simple concept. It's been working pretty well so far today. I have not taken a single loser on it yet. Of course.
I love that because that's basically level to level with just a little bit of a bias.
Yeah. So if you're in premium, you short it.
Trade too.
And I just missed two of the trades. You can see right there as we tagged 425 on that push up and then pulled all the way back into the 340s. I missed that 325 action there. I did grab the 350 buy down here in discount for 25 points.
Well, our high earlier was 420. I liked that.
Yeah. So
now we're getting a breakout. I guess I should still be in that long. That's all right. I was just looking at this little 5-minute flaggy structure thing. It's like, well, if I buy the bottom of it, that makes sense. And it was at VWAP, so I went for it.
So we do have, what's today?
I was looking at the intraday VWAP also, by the way. Today is Tuesday. Very confusing.
We do have an oddity today on the NQ. I don't know if you noticed that. So the micro NQ has a much bigger gap than the actual NQ does.
Yeah, someone was mentioning that to me earlier, and I was going to look at micros, and I think I got distracted by a trade. So is that what it was?
Yeah, so
the gap giving me a different figure.
The gap fill on the micros is 556, and the gap fill on the NQ is 471. I think it was. Let me look. 471. Yep. So
that is quite a size discrepancy.
Yeah. So that's obviously you're going to do your charting on the NQ instead of the micros. But yeah, it's just one of those things there. I'm like, that's kind of an interesting thing that I haven't seen in a while. And we know they move separately, right? They kind of follow each other, but they move separately. One can hit a level